In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to install an exposed zipper. Exposed. Hi friends, welcome back to So Obvious. I'm a Polonar. Exposed zippers don't really serve a purpose except for aesthetics. Exposed zippers are a great way to add some style and attitude to a plain garment. Personally, the only times I've ever used an exposed zipper was in college during my final collection, where my garments were inspired by the zombie killing game Left 4 Dead. Because the exposed zipper does give your garments a very deconstructed type of look. When it comes to exposed zippers, I recommend that only metal tooth zippers are used because the plastic don't really look as cool or as edgy as the metal ones do. There are several ways that people install exposed zippers. There is ways where you sew your fabric wrong sides together and then you do some clipping and some turning and all this extra crap. I am going to teach you guys the way that I was taught in school, which is just sewing that right on top. Okay, so like all other zippers, we're going to start by measuring where the end of our zipper is going to be. So we are going to go, I usually go a little bit past the zipper stop, so I'm going to go about this far, which is about, I'd say, maybe quarter to half an inch. Make a mark right there, and that's where we're going to notch our fabric. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sew at 5/8 of an inch all the way down. But from this side of the notch to the top where our zipper is going to be, we're going to do a basting stitch. From this part of the notch to this end, we're going to do a regular stitch at a 2.5 setting. Once you have your seam sewn, we are going to press it open. Now we are going to set our zipper on top of the seam. We are going to be trying to make sure that the zipper teeth are right in the middle of the seam, right on top. And you're trying to make sure that your zipper pull is above the notch that you did in the back. Trying to make sure you don't go too far away from where you set it. Once you've got it placed where you want it, we're going to pin it in place so it does not move. So now that you got your pins in, you're gonna have to make a bit of a decision. We gotta decide what we want to do with these bottom flaps here and then the ones on top. For the ones on top, what I usually do is just fold them over like this, and then when you stitch over, it's gonna catch them. So that's an easy one. The ones on the bottom, you can do the same thing. Fold them in, we can stitch right over, but then we run into this problem where you could possibly see them because they might not fold in perfectly. But if you push them in too far, they might get in the way of the zipper themselves. What I usually do is I trim them at an angle where I leave the point near the middle so that when I turn them underneath, you're not going to see that excess fabric because it's not really there. So now you're just gonna fold them to the length that you want, which is to the length that I put my notch in. Pin them in place so that they don't move on you. Another thing is, if you're going to put a waistband or some sort of facing on the top here, you really don't have anything to do with this flap. So I'm just gonna leave them undone. Now we're gonna go back to our sewing machine and we're going to edge stitch all the way here, across this way, back up that way. And then if you want to, you can also do a stitch right on the edge of the zipper, which you would have to put your zipper foot into your sewing machine for. So here I have the zipper top stitched all the way along the edge here. And then on this side only, I went through with an actual zipper foot and stitched right next to the teeth. I didn't do it on this side because it's not necessarily needed, but it does make your zipper look a little bit more professional when you open it. You know, open it. As you can see, this side kind of flaps open. This side not so much because it's stitched down, which means that when it is open, this side will seem a little bit more professional, and because there's less fabric there able to move around, it is less likely that the zipper teeth will get caught in the fabric. So all we got left to do is to turn this around and take out all the basting stitch that we did. And once you've done that, your exposed zipper is done. One of my favorite things about the exposed zipper is that it kind of throws all the rules as far as zippers go out the window, because you don't have to hide it, you don't have to put it behind the seam, you don't have to necessarily use a zipper foot if you don't want to. You know, you're not trying to make it look like it's not there. And like I said, it does bring a nice little edgy look to any simple garment or project. If you like today's video, make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring the bell. You can also follow me on Instagram @apollylook, where I post pictures of my projects that I'm working on and any videos I might be working on in the future for here. If you didn't like the video, tough shit. Okay, bye.